Hey guys, welcome back. It's grimreaper coming at you for another video for Raidshadowlegends. Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully looking after yourselves. And hopefully nothing too crazy is going on. Damn. Okay, so today we are going to do something a bit different. Something a bit of an interesting video for today. I wanted to do... I notice a lot of content creators right now are doing champion empowerments and tier lists, etc. for all this stuff. I actually wanted to do a champion empowerment mainly on epics focused at Curse City. Now, I am one of the few content creators that has actually cleared Curse City back to back for 3 times. I'm on track to do it for the 4th time. I've just got the one more room to do this rotation. So it might be a case of I might fail this rotation. I'm not too sure because it's looking a bit iffy, but other than that, I do know, and I was talking from my personal experience. Now, the champions I'm going to be picking out are my personal experience of champions that I have personally used on my account. If I miss anyone out, please let me know in the comments so other people who watch these videos can also track them epics as well. And that'll be one thing that I'll be looking at as well. So there is only one epic that I have not used that is on my list, and it is a must, and it is to do with one of them. Now I'm going to start in the factions of specific orders. I don't want to make this crazy long, but there is quite a few. Now, if I get names wrong, please forgive me. End of the day, dyslexia is a fun thing that I have to deal with on a daily basis. So it's not something I'm too worried about, but it can be funny and stuff like that. So today, let's do this then. So I'm going to start off with first one. This guy is actually a free epic in Doom Tower. It's going to be Arthur Hage. Now, he will have a different epic that's going to empower him probably the same as the rest. So I don't actually know who's going to empower him, or it might actually be in him empowering him because I can't remember if we can pull him from shards or not. Other way, there will be a way to empower him. And for me right now, this is not specifically on any list or who to do. I'm just literally going by champion specific. I have used him a few times, including on this rotation, and he has been an absolute godsend. Now, this guy is also one used in dungeons, etc. as well. So that is one thing that I've noticed. And he's a super cool epic, right? He's got really good stats. So for me, he is one of them that I will be looking to empower to make my life easy in Curse City. Because right now, honestly, it is not easy. Number 2 is the only one I actually haven't been able to get my hands on for this for the one of the rotations. I think it's the first rotation, if I'm not mistakenly, and the second rotation where he was actually a key champion, and it's Oathbound, right? Like Oathbound empowered would be pretty cool. As basically for this skill ability, I watched people for a couple of hours try to clear this, so that is that is basically that. Now, another one who I actually built dupe champions of is this guy. Now, I can't pronounce him. I'm going to call him Seth. Um, Basically, this guy was really, really key for when for the actually the same level where it was Taurus and Marishka, and I had to clear, had to use 2 of these because I didn't have Oathbound. And this guy was key for me. Did take a hell of a long time. So again, this one just sticks in my head so much because it was so painful that this was a fairly good epic to empower. If I checked, I can +2 him off the bat, so which is pretty nice. So Stag Knight is someone else as well. I don't use him too much this on Curse City, but I have used him this rotation, and yeah, I don't think he is a must to empower, but he is someone that if you can power anyway, he's a great champion, right? It's one of the best epics in the game. Definitely top 20 overall in raids right now. And yeah, someone that's super, super cool. Actually hits fairly hard. Oh, apologies. And yeah, so Stag Knight for me is up there. And after that, Lady Annabelle I've used once on the rotations, but she's actually really good against Pommel as well on Doom Tower for 90. So if you're struggling with the regen gear, that is one thing to do to put in power. so she was pretty key for me. Ursula I've used on one rotation. Again, actually is a really top tier epic and great in Hydra, etc. So she's a bit squishy, so she's definitely someone that can really benefit from an Empower, like really low defense compared to most support champions. So she is someone that does need the empowerment and the blessings. So she's actually going to be a great champion when you can get that, and I'm really looking forward to covering her on my channel when we can get her empowered. I haven't checked what level I can get her done. There's probably a couple of other epics in here that I've not included, but I am generally going on my personal experience. The next one will be High Hours, and there's only a couple in here. So the first one obviously is quite obvious for me, which is the one and only Royal Guard. I used a 6-star crushing rem on my Royal Guard to help take down Taurus, and he actually hits really hard. So I'm really looking forward to empowering this guy with extra attack, etc. and extra survivability as well, because he can be quite squishy. Mine isn't too bad, and Life Drink also really helps to keep him alive. So really, really cool champion to have empowered. Also amazing for Hydra as well, would be a great investment for empowerment. Then we have Tyrell. I actually used 2 Tyrells on against the double Taurus, which is generally one of the hardest floors, and he hits like a brick. I actually used the sleep to the full advantage, etc. So it's really top tier epic, and I have a 4-star Christian Rem on him, which is really, really strong. I do have 2 max, and we will be looking to empower both of them to +4 at some point to make my life easy. Next one will be his neighbor, which is Scaffix, Skimmix, or whatever his name is. I can't really pronounce his name, but he does look sweet, right? He looks really, really sweet. And yeah, super cool champion. I think we had 1 or 2 of these done. Again, it was against Taurus and Rushka, funny enough, the same rotation when we had a double Tyrell. He actually brings a decreased attack. So when he goes first with a decreased attack, and then Tyrell comes in with that AoE defense down. That did make it fairly nice. And then again with the stun on A1 with the counter attack, it just has a perfect kit. I think I had him in something like stun set or something like that. So again, another HP. He's also HP as well, which makes it really, really worth pointing out. And then I think there is one more, if I'm not mistaken. Is it this one? No, it's not. Oh, it's this one. Okay, cool. Yeah, it was actually her. I think she was on the same rotation as well with the double Tyrell and the Scaffix guy. Or is the rotation after? Again, super strong. Super strong epic, right? With the provoke on A1. This is going to be like a 40-50% chance. AoE decrease attack, counterattacks anyone when she's under. So again, it could land the provoke. Accuracy or 40, quite small. Big bosoms as well, which we always like to see, especially for the guys. And she's also HP based as well, so it's easier to keep her alive when they're HP based. So she is one, again, I would be looking to empower. Then after that, we're going to go into Sacred Order. Now, there is a couple of champions in here that I would recommend empowering, like Deacon, Samuel, and Godseeker Nori, and all these great champions, Fenix as well. Like, all could be great champions, but I haven't really focused on any of the Sacred Order, Cardia as well, to use them to clear any content. Again, there is a lot of epic barbarians in here that are great. Peregrine of Fact, DJ, and Haikatoon, and Skytouch Shaman, like all these are great. I have used this guy to clear the rotation. I think I can +2 him or +4 him. But I have used him. Really strong stun here, defense base, increased defense and resistance as well on small version, and a stun on the A1. I think I had him in a stun set or something. And I think we used him where we faced the panda, which I think is S16 on one of the rotations. So he is someone that I will be actually doing, and he is really strong as a champion, like super effective champion. So if you got him, even like clearing Doom Tower waves and stuff like that is something that I would recommend actually looking into. And then another one for me would be Yugo, right? I've got a couple of Yugos around. I've got 3 maxed. I've got another 3 copies. I can empower him to +4 quite quickly. We used in this rotation, I think it was on S20 or something like that, or S19 or something like that, where he was actually quite key with the block boss. The revive was quite key as well. So the revive actually was quite useful, etc. So yeah, it did take me a while to beat it, but in the end we did get it done, and it was pretty nice too. So Yugo is definitely someone up there. Now Grush the Mangler, I do have a 6-star cushion rem on him. It makes him hit like a truck. And I will have a video coming out on him at some point to cover him, because he's someone that's underrated, and he's actually a free champion after 9 months of being in raid. And again, super strong, right? So lots going on. Continuous heals, AoE decrease attack, critical damage, and then the leech on A1. So he is someone that I will be empowering immensely. I used him in Faction Wars to clear my account and stuff like that, and he's generally one of my favorite epics in this game. And he just looks so cool and original and muscly. Got a big sword on the back with a big hammer and stuff like that. So yeah, super cool. And then we have Weasel, right? Weasel is, I feel as someone is actually underrated. I've used him once or twice. He has a 2-hitter here with heal. He has a continuous heal here, so heals all hours by max of their max HP. So it's a weak version. And it's pretty cool with the reflection shields. And then he will destroy, which is more of a Hydra ability, but he's not really a Hydra champion. Really good base stats as well, so super key. Yeah, not someone I'll really be looking forward to, but is someone that I will be doing quite well. Kind of felt like I had to include this guy on the list. There's only one person here really. I've seen a couple of people use him on one of the rotations. He might be a cool person to do, and I think he's one of the epics that is used for Lady Mikage, right? I think off the top of my head. But for me, actually, like, Ben Mage is pretty much the one in here that can do some bits of work and stuff like that. I actually used him on the boss, and he is included a couple of on the top version of the Sawcross as well. So for me, Ben Mage is someone that is worth empowering. And then there is also next faction, which would be Fane. So Fane was used on one of the rotations. I can't remember, when I built her up as a DPS, and she's pretty strong. She hits very hard, but she's very squishy, right? We have base defense of 700 and not high HP as well. So she's definitely someone that's going to take full advantage of the extra critical damage, the critical rate, the speed, and then the survivability. So she gets all of it, which is a massive buff for her. Steel Skull. Steel Skull was actually one of the key champions who was quite key against the finite stage of last rotation, which was probably the hardest finite stage of that. I knew when I cleared it, I needed insane speeds, etc., which was basically 350 speeds, and you needed at least a level 1 blessing on him to take flawless defense on him and clear that. Now, when that rotation comes back up, I will go ahead and put myself through all that stress and clear that again for you guys, and then I'll show you how I cleared it. I did do this on stream, so there is a couple of people that know how I did it, and so it's actually pretty strong kit overall. Again, great champion for Doom Tower and Faction Wars as well, so I'm really looking forward to getting him done. And then another one, it's actually been a really key champion for me overall, is this guy. This guy has been an absolute beast on a couple of rotations now for me, and he's definitely, there is a lot of epics that I've seen just like keep jumping on certain rotations, and there is just some god tier epics like really good epics I haven't seen on any other rotations for Sawcross, and I don't think that's a coincidence in any reason. I think that's definitely been planned from Plarium, and they probably looked at analytics and stuff like that. So this guy is super strong. He hits fairly hard, and it's quite key for me this rotation as well. But also last rotation, I think even the rotation before that was quite key for me. So I think I can take him to a +2 or +4. I can't remember off the top of my head. I have checked pretty much all the epics on this list to see and who I can empower and stuff like that. And that'll be something I'll be looking at. So yeah. For me as well, there's another champion here who is Zogala. Zogala was used last rotation to kind of use as well. This rotation he was used, and I can actually empower into a +4. So super cool. And then on the same rotation as well, we actually used double law to nuke. The A3 hits like absolute cannons. The extra attack and survivability will be actually needed, and the extra accuracy will be super strong as well. I used 2 of these yesterday to clear, not yesterday, a couple of days ago actually, to clear I think it was S20, S19. But basically the past 2 champions we also used. So for me, getting both these with cruelty 6-star would be super nice. So yeah. And then there is also worth pointing out him as well, which I did a video actually covering him killing a boss on one of the rotations. So yeah, go check it out for that rotation. Super strong champion and stuff like that. And then we use Aqua for also a couple of rotations as well. And then obviously we're gonna give shout outs to him as well, who is a great champion. I think there's been 1 or 2 rotations where he's been available. I haven't used him, but he is a super strong champion, and Magmar as well, which I haven't really used. Going into the Undead, we're going to start off with the obvious, but Husk is actually being someone that's been quite key for me on a couple of rotations now for Curse City. So he's someone I would be generally looking to empower as well, and kind of get him going. Another one as well, which might surprise you, is actually Hexa. I have a 5-star Christian Rem on her, and she is being god tier. I did a video on her Coven Arena of basically being able to one-shot everything quite easily. So go and check that video out. If you just type that in onto YouTube, you'll see her in action, and she was actually quite key for 2 rotations for me. So again, her to empowered. I don't actually have any copies of her yet, will be quite key for me as well. And then we actually have another surprise champion who actually kind of sucks a lot. Obviously, a Seeker and Gorgo that you could say that one in being powered. For me, it was Catalan Counselor actually. I think I've only got 1 copy of him, but he's been on 2 of the Fire Knight rotations, and it's been quite key, right, for them Fire Knight rotations. So he is definitely someone that you want to get empowered with some more survivability and speed, which is generally what he needs. His base stats are not too generally bad. After that is actually Volgoth as well, which is on my list. So yeah. Then there is Dark House, which is going to be Caden. There was like 1 or 2 rotations where Caden's been available. I can actually +4 hit this guy, so I'm looking forward to that. And I will be +4 in him. So yeah, that's going to be pretty much key for me. Then there is Night Revs, which is going to basically have, I don't think there is anyone here actually use. Oh yeah, Cephalia. Cephalia is actually a key champion for me to use, right, for this rotation or a couple of rotations. So for me, Cephalia is definitely up there as one of the big girls, and definitely needs empowering for sure. It's like a rock as well if used correctly. Can you also use an arena for blender comps? Blender comps still work. So yeah, super cool. Then it's like Scroll Crown and Retro Draft and other people you could probably involved as well, Miscreated, etc. But I haven't really been using them as much. I think I've used Miscreated on 1 rotation, if I'm not mistaken. It was actually quite key. So yeah, that's worth probably pointing out. And then we're gonna go into Dwarfs. We are nearly done here. Promise. We are nearly done. Then we have, for this one, we have Geo, which is, I couldn't not shout out Geo because he's probably one of the strongest epics in Raidshadowlegends, definitely top 3 right now, in my opinion. And then Rock Breaker, which was used in 1 rotation, which was pretty solid. And then we have her, which is basically, I generally want to max 2 of these girls because I think there's one of the rotations where you need 2. And she's quite solid actually. So yeah, like super solid. I think she's been used on 2 or 3 rotations, if I'm not mistaken. I think the first, second, and last rotation, she was quite key on a load of the stages. One of them was Finite actually. I think where I used her. It might be in this rotation actually when I used her in Finite, if I'm not mistaken. And then another one will be actually not in this faction. I don't think there's anyone else that I could really include. Obviously, Gala, she would be quite good. Rearguard Sergeant, maybe. Malgo, who was available for this rotation as well. For Curse City, I didn't actually use her, so I haven't included her in the list because I haven't used her. So in this one, the main one that stands out for me is Taragi, right? Taragi was pretty key with the A Provoke, Reflection, and the decrease attack, which I used 2 of these guys. I built dupes to clear him in a rotation, so he would be someone I want to get empowered for sure. And then there was also, so the last 2 now is also here as well. So I used him on one of the finite stages on one of the rotations. And to be honest, just the extra accuracy was pretty nice, and the extra speed, because I think we built resistance, if I'm not mistaken. And so that would be quite nice to get as well. And then for me, this guy has been such a carry for me on Cussy. I have 3 max right now, and I got blessings like level 2 and 1 with level 3 blessing. And he's been an absolute carry. It's been absolutely, he dies so easily against Taurus, and I've done a video on him recently as well. I'm looking forward to getting this guy at +4. I need like 12 copies. So yeah, I mean, wish me luck with that, right? And I definitely need 3 copies for one of the rotations, which kind of sucks. But these are the ones that I will be taking out with me. So there we are. There is quite a lot of epics I didn't actually cover. But again, I didn't use them myself, so it doesn't kind of fit in with what I'm trying to put my point across with Curse City right now. There might be the certain rotations where we might change up certain things. I will be making more Curse City content to try and to keep clearing the Curse City and stuff like that. And also, I will be returning to Live Arena to max out my Curse City Great Hall, to basically give myself a much easier life for Curse City and moving forward. Now, this rotation is looking very tempting. I've only got 2 days left, and I've got to try and clear this guy. And this is the only rotation that stands between me and getting Carnage next month. So there will be a big push on that on stream in the next day or so. So yeah, I will be pushing really hard for that. And I'm not looking forward to taking this boss on, if I'm honest, but this floor. But you know, it is what it is, and it is a must. So there we go, guys. Hopefully I haven't talked too long. It's only a couple of like 25-minute videos, so it's not too bad. But there you are. Let me know on my let me know down in the comments on your thoughts and stuff to this video. I don't normally generally do a lot of stuff like this because I don't generally like tier lists or anything like that. But it's not so much of a tier list, it's the champions that helped me and carried me over the finish line, who I'll be looking to empower. So yeah. Anyway, guys, I've been grimreaper. Thank you for watching to the end. I really would appreciate it if you can like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. About 75% of people that watch my videos are not subscribed to my channel right now, and we are trying to go forward to try get on the text server and stuff like that, so I can keep bringing these type of videos to help you guys and do more testing, etc. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining in today. I've been grimreaper. I'll see you next one. Peace.